campaign coordinator for Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA 2028 election, and aiding the Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu. If it's a brea aircono, yanin bedin common yahe. Sign a campaign no koye, Niano Moshishano Omonsakai. Of course, because why member of parliament for Suame constituency, the Suame interchange discussion would come up. Na yedi hon komo, na fi yahe going forward, how Dr. BAWUMIA intends to position himself for election 2028. National issues, Koko, and Komono, yen divinin nim komwa, yen kahwasam. Now, if there's a likelihood of a running mate still coming from Ashanti, bia, na Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA no akahwasam. Obeye yemwanwa mayen kakra, na yenso ya yehwajuma. The Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu, Papa Mwachi. Na me ho ye me gidi sa ho ye ye de nyame ase
opu bi aboy kakrama ase ye ni yesi yesa dia no da
ye de nyame ase oni ye
so mo ma baso me eneni da edika me ba mo studio ha
okay
na me hu se mo ye adwuma wa ha I think the mo ye he it compares favorably with other stations, established stations. I'm saying my Juma Pa and was a bomb basso. I'm hoping say be reflecting the quality of work that you do.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. I know. So your tones are frail. Wajib bread now. Wabekaya.
I mean, I don't say.
Now, Yanka, congratulations, having led a campaigner, Dr. BAWUMIA Abba. A second opportunity for the party and also Ghana to decide. Congratulations.
It is.
Now, how difficult was it doing it the second time?
Oh, and of course, I'm saying more. And then you had a dafom. You call a coedikai. Dr. BAWUMIA, you don't know or yes, I and the equay no, he could in Kugu. The Kugu nso the bar would be a one yawaka. Ye Yentophobia now or Santimemoha. Kobna Kodu. Ono can ask him. Was say Oka Tima and Ma Echo Kaka. Udim Kugua. It's Ubia was smoker. Dear a boy and say, party no Ashanti region ha chairman won to me bona baso pa nyame a oso no dae e ka se nkugu a e baaye no onye hwemu no e bebo a party no ashase no baaye no report no unfortunately eye leaked then ko for to mo tuo chesensema ase asoma binim se ye me bastardize report no. But it was the critical watershed, a my momentum. And crying the National Party and so Ikua na Professor Makokwe Edano. I shan't read in Mina Chairman won't me a day a human Kyei Mensah. Many a pamphobia a year Jumanoa or Mobua my year Juma because a fee pa fico. And which Kokobi university professor mo professors mo Legon kan ho bomu ekoye mo hwehwemu International Foundation the Conrad Adenauer Foundation omo so omo de party na ebomo pa omo an ekoye mo hwehwemu na mu se omo enso ede omo nsem ba ye kwan a omo adwemu no gina so a ama yentini eni nkunim yedi nkugu ne yenkugu no so eye finfram sa nti sa reports ni nyina beboa yen e ma yehunu going forward no ene ma wose yeye na se na mekan no obi a odi eyi esaranim na nkugu abana so de we den a amanfo betu bi amane no media minim se nkunim die ba ya sanke ye ba so ne bebo na ba so
no correct
se nkugu ba obaje odie except that the na ya na say nsem bi oha na investigations na eye wiemu no abeka se enye no kra nipa de bi na chinchina mbese mu chichire de shim. For instance, say bi dum ka se oye kremoni oye sremoni entina amenye ninkuni.
It's not in the report.
In wiemu bia ni wa kire sa. Not the Ashanti report. Not the Okoye report. Not the Conrad Adena Foundation report. The Enoni Fihifa.
How is that?
How is the truth?
That a new report means Sana Wabosu Nubia.
What if any saying report need be okay, for instance, Ashanti report. Omuka Bibi say about 90% of the respondents say any baby any AFIA buying and no other than a cajon and a ma illusory. Ashanti report no ebe can say just about 2%. So you're signing about 2%, and so on also a cajon. The national report says about 3% of respondents say on work. That's a 3 and 2 there. Insignificant. Say you see 85%, 90%. Say if you have 9 moments, you have so 3%, 2% more. I don't know if you know. Also, me say or yes, I know. No, you don't have a befana. What you say? But the ne be no more yeno. I say onunti and ye may lose ya na yeno kre. Afi ibinum ede esomsem so ye kremoni ebe shema enye no kre. You say when to me amfa support from Zongo communities no any Muslim communities no ama. Kojo eno na nye no kre. Obia ohwe your results, your performance. Uko fefi 2012 kra, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024 no. Ube hu say 2024 with BAWUMIA leading the party no. Your performance was Zongo communities no was the best. Because the national average of our performance in the Zongo communities no, they are about 40%. Uko 2012 Could you go here 2012 national average for us? It was around 15%. 2012, it was around 15%. 2016, any 2020, no, maybe between 20-30%. They are 40%. A stupendous achievement. They improve papa. They now go say, oh, I want support from Zongo no ama. And just I won't share data ni.
And I mischief.
I wouldn't want to say mischief, but let's just say ni bakona wakasa no read it ani. Kojo abaye to you know. President Mahama, he won with 1.7 million from us. Uko here 2020 results now. Against 2024. We must say yen omo to abama in 2020. Omo to abama in 2024 no. Omo 2.1 million. What I say? Omo 2.1 million. President Mahama and the NDC. The money in 2020 no. I don't know money in 2024. Plus just 118,000. Ofane say ye beto abano. Electoral register ye bie mu no. Nipa from Trumudin na 2 million. So on the face of it no. NDC ni President Mahama because I have a stage just about 118,000. They have 120,000 from the 2 million. What you say? Otherwise, 2020 rules no. I don't know many eh. Yen den so tie by 2.1 million. 2.1 million no. One analyzing the year who said they didn't go to vote for NDC. They stayed at home. You see, near Anipano or Yeno, a Ohe Yen 2016, a Kufuado, a winning year, or winning with 2.1 million, or winning with 1 million. KOJO, so Ohe 2016, any 2012, the margin of appreciation of our votes, a Kufuado, a be charge on Mahamano. A votes no increase the 1 million about almost 800,000 between 2012 and 2016. Yenye votes were appreciated by 800,000. John Mahama, when he won against us, increased by just what I've said, 118,000. Yeah. So it was not as if Ghana of one another a NDC and Yakotuma. They were angry with us and Oman to Amai. That's the difference. And you see, Omo kase senya meka yen se bia amfa Zongo community ama afi bi kra no se o abaye to ye no wontimi amfa votes bia mfi ni kroma ama again ko hwe data na ntisa go hwe data na ntisa they make us a lose by 2.1 million anto abama ye no Ashanti region has in go an omo anto abama yen omo to 2020 the 2024 month wa maye no na aye 430,000 inipa 430,000 am to my Ashanti region go 2020 ne 2024 month wa maye no na that huge Accra omo to my 2020 no month wa maye 2024 no over 500,000 what the greater Accra any Ashanti region go abomu almost 1 million two regions. I'm to my in 2020, 2024. I'm going to Abama. So we needed now to go down to inquire into Edientina Sani Pano or to Abama in 2020, Naman to Abama in 2024. We'll come to that. But as I was saying, the business one far boots cream fee is in the Krumama. Again, Nanya no cre. Concerning Mackay, say Ashanti in your boots society, Greater Accra City. The 5 northern regions, but 5 northern regions, no come over just about half of Ashanti Ngwa. Just about half of Ashanti Ngwa, just over 200,000. What you say? Ashanti Ngwa 430 and Tuamai. But no, and it's we are comparative terms, no. Like I say, it's no, we are dear chain. Yeah, you down south. And in particular, on only region, which is northeast. All the regions in the country, 2020, Abaya Toyano, over here 2024, 2024, the only region, Omodia Movos, no Swante, no Mutimikra Pajemu, was the northeast region, BAWUMIA, the home region. Yes. The team increase, they got 2020 no there and increased by 20,000. The constituency on one home constituency there, any Wale constituency. Wale constituency is the only constituency the whole country. Omutimi appreciate their votes against 2020 by 25%. By 25%. We station Obantama. Bantama esote mi constituency Suame de minyano 2020 me man ko biuya nipa foforo bae no esote. In fact, me 2016 was my best performance. I had about 63,000. President Kufuado, then candidate Kufuado, had about 67,000. Yeah, caught 2020 no. Na minim say the population na increase. Tibinim so we 63,000 no. Let me edia call be 67, 68,000. And I was looking for not less than 70,000 for the president. The trouble anyway, no, Ankobasa. The vote was by 58,000. A tip drew 58,000. So I lost about 5,000. I didn't hear. Once I crashed be shame, independent be shame. ma MPP for him a big codinachi. And they will pull from me vote. No, or pull kakra, because you pull kakra from NDC to vote, but much more from Yang, the vote. They could about 9,000. And the high, because MPP for do a bin and dinachi. And you know, yeah, but 2024, name say, now that independent be memono, they're not about succeeding, everything being equal. Kawase ono obetimi etwamu 2016 de minya ye no 63,000 na 67,000 na ye penokra no so obetnya brosa odi akobe 70,000 ebi achire no na rather no about down to 51,000
which is lower than
me West performance. What you say 51,000 I didn't see it. What the best no about for no. So it tells na nyemes sa nyema no na yehwemu ne yehunu nyema esi ye no you know from aboni afia bonten bebo yen economy no and so management of the economy and other things party no ankasa nso mu nsem if you must admit sikasema na baba party mu ne nyema what you say internal organization na fa ko yes kasem too much say ne zebia to NDC ya omso mo hwemu as a country we must look at that because here a bit breaky a democracy no
the money
democracy and here be breaky up our democracy anyway so eno ho asem enana yende ye trust be address you try to be addressing now to win back the confidence of people because we lost because the trust that the people of Ghana had in us now a breaky and a man a basa na bufu a buy a bufu no it be governance issues against the party BAWUMIA de na wa address it say edidija ebufu no bebre na esa kojo one policy aban na nye aban no boapaye se anase timodin semo ba bibia no man sika semo kono after COVID after Ukraine war na start here e be shaky economy no government wanted to save the economy because it was slipping downslope. And no can we be no introduce you domestic debt exchange program. DDEP. DDEP no when milipa no me involved kojo. One more amount haircut over 840,000, close to 850,000. Say one more obia wo dependent back on. We dependent back on. Let's say 850,000. That's 1.7 million. Sankofono mubofu yen. Sankofono domestic debt exchange programs. Those who were involved. Mubofu yen. The just a hardcore MPP for the Bakotwabano. Now maybe you not get 10% of that number. The rest of them, they decided someone Kotwaba.
I asked a couple of times,
yes.
Sir. The performance of the NDC in the next 3 years is a determinant of whether Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia leading MPP ever back power a view. So, Okona Wanya, it may not be on the basis that Yempeno, but the performance of the sitting administration. Now, how do you defend that?
Undoubtedly, say Abayimbi out is what. Performance. I bet you say into also and answer me into also. What you say? It should be part of our calculations. So, me so far no, NDC they are doing well in the microeconomics of this country. And you will be so be send a city in the city no, it is true. City no above. See, no, can say stabilize it. how was it achieved? That's a different conversation. But that, it has climbed down significantly. We must all acknowledge that. Effort to know what do you come? Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? That's a different conversation. Because you're reducing it to say amount for better. Abayi what the mining dollars and they both CEDI na kon ma say na CEDI ne ho be den. Ebesi January year we no na aban no injected close to $14 billion to keep the city thriving. $14 billion. MPP wo no so yanso near the dollar kakrabo CEDI na kon, but it was in the region of about 300 million, 250, 300 million every quarter. What it meant was that Afino no were injected about $1 billion. But now a year 14 billion is serious.
Some conversation.
Yes.
The business community as someone mubisa and the other Ghanaian people they say no be my hen other than
so. You see, KOJO, what is happening now? No? We are experiencing growth in the microeconomy. What do I say? And Tibia, interest rates above from inflation above from, which is true. Exchange rate and also above from the city now has regained some strength. And no crescer. But true development, true growth in the microeconomy should translate into growth, development in the other sectors. And they say we are experiencing growth in the micro sector without development in the others. Development in major places near here. In the economy, no, we finance if you are the major players, industry, agriculture, energy, education, health. How are we faring in those sectors? What they wanted to say. Agriculture, it is saying.
But the Greek minister 2-3 days ago, the performance of the sector to the extent of saying
yes, that is true. That is true. At what cost? I was with Dr. BAWUMIA, up north. They don't even have buyers. They don't even have buyers. Now, and yet say a bua keke. One near Okodo ne buy fu, Alcofa by day for a can Hokoye Jumano. By day cost to nay saying, as unto you. Now, because a net dollar number for Munintino, as I was say, he's forced to bring the born down. Even that, people don't have money to buy. In their core, by the almost sure go aboya munom de kujum. Nobody is buying, no outside the coffee. It is say, Ujan Jum ho, a more baby a more renting on the go. Or rent here, now, as well I could hear. So the farmers are crying up north.
Is it that?
Then you are demotivating them into the next farming season. How can you phone? Because you're here, you can try. Be say COCOBOD and you can try. That is the issue. The issue of cocoa. Oh, I say wow bekan without analyzing the situation here. And I bekan you say the MPP for Bona Mutia at that time no at 3,600 one can 6,000. You didn't talk about the world market price. You didn't talk about the exchange rate. We say what capital is say to buy 1 2 say the farmers should manage now more to 20 yema and a fee I could be a beer even the 3,600 now already produce buying companies na kotono so a fee because of the strength of the city against the dollar. What you say? But the problem is, I think I don't know why you are better so. What is also I'm telling you, I'm a small group of coding in Ivory Coast. That's the difficulty.
But
us as a country.
The explanation chief executive Nedema is to say that Omu inherited over $32 million debt previous administration no a job. Into already they are working from a hole to rise.
Yes, sir. See, it's a small kind of minimum free. Aban bia ewo ho NPP NDC koko no na ne omoye ne say omoye ne friend forward sales so na ebia eno waje ehu sika what you say nti what they were doing NPP ni NDC ewo ho first no ye yenso buy from Upuni no time JB Dubai, and what COCOBOD has been doing, they pledge to sell 70% of our produce. When you use our price, no, at their guaranteed price, na my farmers, no. What you say? Ye befi Eric Opoku as the chairman of the ranking member on the Agri Committee said, "This is our policy." Why? Na ye befi ho na world market price na ekosoro. So, nti oye say forward sales na yin nti no. Ama usisi farmer no. Nti we shouldn't do it that way. I say yes spot sales. Nti omo buy no na omo flip the percentage na ye no. Normally we sell 70% upfront. Yeah, get 30%. Yeah, and they are torn spot. In the house, a bonus for more because a ton a bonus also mean, what you say, you are able to cushion for the loss. Say a bonus cost runs you don't lose because then your margin will improve. I'm buy more flip away. Say but 30% upfront and do 70% spot sales. Because now a bono buy and a bono cost. Unfortunately, no, the past 6 months a bonus at table form. That's the problem for them.
Yes, but Enra, the former presidential staffer PV Jantwa argument was that at the time more ekoji syndicated loan na koko dodo a esese mo de kon mo antimi amfa anko continuously for 2 years and the say kana beda ho a won aban rollover no it's always been there when Akufo-Addo came no say ofa sa the rollover deficit buy at the time no now it was close to 50 million cedis $50 million. And yet 32 million now one cannot. It was 50. So go back. And come off floor. And you know, okay, yes, now we be for figures never. Now it's equalization. No, that's why I can warn you. Say, I said this is the first time I see sir. When we came, the deficit in the rollback, and it was about $50 million. You don't complain because that is how cocoa sales echo. Is it the right thing to do? I need another conversation. I need a cup of food. What you say? But sir, it has always been there because say Okoyene say a bonaba for more. That is where anoba. They say no more on say the Sengomo ye always says no kesia. Kebe show kra say now be abeko be 100 million. What you say? But I say I need another conversation. But the point I'm making, and they say there are real problems. Because of the issue and now already say because of the performance of NDC, can we win back the trust of people? Now make say I don't know more than be sustainable. What you are saying? We are witnessing the cocoa matter.
Yes.
Say Oshe situation is here. There are conversations around say and the finance minister and Kobobedino a bit me abase cocoa price or better so to be able to pay the cocoa farmers. Is it the way to go?
The difficulty is twofold. What is wrong? I say because we didn't caution produce buyers. No matter prices no dada wo ato no so what you say moto in dada season ni bie you know moto dada is that what is what how are you going to pay them better on price so that difficulty. The second one I make and I say immediately I because what is so no na a drastic a crazy you smuggle the cocoa to Cote d'Ivoire. You smuggle the cocoa to Cote d'Ivoire because they say no unfortunately and now CEDI no I'm what they against dollar no but now 18 auto the same I call 16 no say ota na nko nyamo in CEDI terms and then CEDI no why didn't no oh man no okase ko man lower price they will get everything to Cote d'Ivoire.
But the Greek minister has a different opinion. Now seven said Cote d'Ivoire ne other nearby countries no so omwatete omodiaso
Cote d'Ivoire it is what against the CFA no to say and also matching against Owodie. What you say? And also matching against Owodie. They say if you say gold, world market price, a cost. I establish a GOLDBOD. Now a motor. If you could be no, imagine na a cost. And year you can say gold price per ounce is in the region of about $4,700. To koto, let's say also otono a 4,000. Margin no a 700. You can buy at 4,700. Because there sinipa krono se bia me fa se o export to second bebom and bia o man se bia 4,500 4,400 you'll be happy aka some man 4,000 obeso go adin dia ko. And if you enter the industry this year, gold, cocoa cry good bags, money and growth smuggle diacono. Na gold, ekita will be unu. Sabi, the Eshenebuto will be unu. And one fanko. All of a sudden, they started, smuggling the gold again. Because price na was our form. A change in Yamotono, Ivory Coast. That's the reality of the times. So it's not only in our Greek sector, nya Greek in Gua, maybe on na make say sika na omodi feed CEDI no KOJO contractors road contractors say do ka about 20 billion cedis. What you say na make say yen ho ne enso ni feed dollar ne kakra but about $1 billion every year and now we spend 14 just to keep the CEDI healthy. Say who treat sika na odi feed dollar no who treat it say consumption money ka $14 billion no we mu $2 billion e di tua contract for no ka wundi omoka you see yen fees no CEDI say go do 16 cedis but ye ba no ye be fees na it was trending downwards to the extent that at the time fees it was about 14.20 or so, yes. 14.25 or something. What you say? And you see, some managing is managing no with $1 billion and feeding it. Kabun se be trendy aba. Mina mim say CEDI na ho de na nka say jana ke beba be 13. Maybe 12.50 13. What you say? Can they achieve the same purpose? That would have freed the 12 billion over 12 billion no.
Is it to say the investment are omode buama CEDI no ejina no
I disagree with them. I disagree with the method. A occasion the drastic fall no I feel person will keep no. What do you say? There's a lot of artificiality involved.
Artificiality?
Yes. Say and common practice now we. And you want say come omunya e be say ade no aban no dollar ne ma na sen shoot. There are these occasional spasms. Na sen shoot.
So these are the challenges our administration.
These are the challenges.
But for anybody who would call for the sacking of the chief executive, what in the bayard of COCOBOD?
Well, any day say mobile any day were playing politics. I feel a reality check as to whether they want to get rid of him or not is Abba Nasema. I wouldn't want to go into it. Randy, 1997 to 2000, he was my very good friend. And then because we don't connect as we used to do. Randy used to be the chief host of the Choice FM.
Choice FM, okay.
Fredowari.
Strict proof.
Fredowari.
Yeah.
Now those days, apart from Joy, I'm gonna ye talk show. Oh, Accra. Now it was maybe even better than Joy and Sana Kona Dumo Bemuno. What you say? And the nominal ye programs by what you say. And if it's doing well. No, me better me kebi. Let's leave it to Abana. Say no, Abana feel say yeah, they would let him be there. Since some feel say he's embarrassing Abana.
But his performance for you at the same.
Oh, I'm not too comfortable with. Me can say outrageously bad, but he feels he needs to, up his level of performance.
Anyway, so you talked about contractors in the car, so yes. You would lead me to Suame.
The contractors, no, I make say, Sikano, Sabano, or buy a finino, and we use 1 billion, and you're managing 1 billion. If I say 1.5 billion, would have brought we down to about, and then the about 13, 12.5. Also, keep at 10, 50. And in China, also force now, would the dollar no issue more. And so, I know, sir. And now, or yes, and ye now can trend downwards. Certainly, came Martin. We January now, ye from all indications, any dealing futures, now I'm say a bit trended down. Abba, be 12.50. To me, 12.50 crank. Nankia Sebu says, Kana, yadi a show sitting up. So, by force, yadi a show up. Or Simujamia, a page Muslim man, Pejamu, Janawa. What you say? And now, yes, sir. Says Sikano. And then, Unis come to a teacher for Kano. Unis come to a nurse's worker. Contractors and say, Omo Yajman to your mocha. It oils the economy. It is capacity. A bino way ambition, say road development in Copaso Payeni Gidi Pa. What you say? Until Mikai say a honorable governance or buy near Macross a Quenby, Kutukum, net bridge or Fin River, not bridge and all say, or buy within 3 months. They were able to complete it. I was so happy for him, for government. Some yes, sir, Kutukum or Fin in a summer former youth and sports, the constituency. And they thought he was injecting new breath into the system. I feel na oyakodaya because na me say abana nkasa so mo be big push. It's kind of way. Say Kyei, kemu 2 billion. Say contractors no. Adwuma dia ma dada. Ah mo ya mo nwie. Hwe be ti say be kwai. Kwan ya mo so mo ye. Na e flowing from Santasi Interchange na Santasi no about Interchange na say be no. And na to so akwa omode na chi no mark of job and wo buy kwan mu sa no 4 lanes up to Anyankwanta tank ye ko ye interchange wo ho because the new outer lane ebefa the outer ring road ebefa Kumasi ho no na ho ne kofa from Ejuso and because nyenke no mu ho no kofo time na nkomo be ye no na nkefa mile 6 na nka wo fi nkranba efa aprade ho no they abandoned it because ayi amoko ye no scam de kutua na afi kupie so utum ekutua compensation ho what I say they had to abandon it and am say be a second ring road ekofa no Anita hotel na chi now call round that I think Mampontin side ho will be pie just before him crew. So now be a bit pie and Yankwanta. Now anamwa sa kisi sa say Anita Hotel on American. That's the outer ring road. Until someone be ya. Like when you ska Eddie. No say ko Sunyane me hu say mo ye ring road Sunyane, which is good. Scan how they go anyway. We're stuck.
But government says so we got enough to do the big push project.
We are looking at it.
At
least mobilization kakraba. What is it?
But for
until I make kase sikano committee me say would ya yesa na no. What you say? Sikano ho anka your friend saying the reserves are na close to 33 tons from 8 tons they call about 33 tons no. Oba what kakra be kan ho. About 1 ton abeka ho. Commendable. Me commend a buying say obema sa go pages no the legal regime in the GOLDBOD. I don't agree with the composition of the GOLDBOD because I'm say all the experts, commodity traders, those with experience in it, never populating board with Ankobasa.
You've never hidden from that position.
Yes, Ankobasa, but that we provided an effective legal regime there. I must commend the government. Yeah, your manifesto mono. You can see a better structuring. We didn't talk about GOLDBOD, but I can say a better structuring, a better legal structuring. So it's about the same thing. Even though you are naming it, you don't GOLDBOD. Until I say, no day, however, now, won't mean shoring up the currency and won't mean into. I feel you go reserves, no, and I was dwindle. At the about 18 tons, no. Gold reserves so tier. Sikanechi bano. The spine of the currency, no, and you render your currency naked. And also could lead to further tumbling of the city. Once people see can cause any support. Because one of the things that now a man it means sustain say reserves no so. It was growing. And I thought that by now no with the establishment of the GOLDBOD give be and was a number 50 or at least bare 40. What you say? Amasa to say the you do 18.
I was avoid you so I didn't come on Facher Television Daybreak Jumedie so and way the Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu, the National Campaign Coordinator for Dr. BAWUMIA 2028 and Yanino Edin Komo and a former Member of Parliament for the Suame constituency. Honorable Suame Interchange and a home komo. I remember say I can't want some a brebia a term. And the minister says yen timi nya no said the design no but ye be ye said the be am ho be hen han mo na ye nya ska ya to aso fi say omo am pesika bia mu ho a ye de ye Suame Interchange. Then one pesika mu ho.
I'm surprised.
You are surprised?
Yes.
What it means is that
that's why the agreement came to Parliament. And Anabu Abuja, now he was there. That day, Nani agreement, he was there. In fact, the Anabu Muntaka, and Sada Nani agreement, Nimbono, now NDC for my brain, Omoko. And the Muntaka, that's why I was no. So that's why I'm Interchange, yes, and no. I can't was my kaka. Nti mesumi kumazini. Nti mesre say mum yenye bibia kram yenye interchange agreement no. And we did it. It was July 2023. Nti emi won say Anabu Abuja be kase ya mpisikengo. I'm sorry.
Is it that most sign contract no expecting say sika no be ba na sika na ama ana say sika no buy na go account?
No. What happened? Say contract one is saying the contract's signature there is the executive now ratify agreement. That is the procedure.
Okay.
And the buying would go and execute the contract. Now ratify. Say ratify it will not have any effect. And that is what we did. Abano koye. They went and initialed it in a buy. And executing the agreement, and you say the great akusiho, yes, an American, the contract in America, and maybe also the proper, say the constitutional language in executing the contract. So let me use but in actual fact, you initial number, now Parliament ratify. afina edimu. That is what was done. Now, ye no. Na yene IMF no. Nkomodi na bem. You see, country now okoje saade na fini ho no. So, say wo hwe wo say IMF no memo clean bill of health. Na say scan dem obeti metua. What you say? Nti na ene ma de no ekusaye.
Okay.
What you say? Anyi for na ye adwuma wo e fene say Suame Interchange ne company be na
Rango phone.
Rango phone no. It's been contracted to Rango. The original, the main contractors here for a contractor.
Contractor.
Yes, contractor for no movie here. Movie Brazil.
Brazil.
Good. And the yes, I know me say. Yay, so be kaya. Ni akoji sika free African Development Bank. And ye de koye a coin bi from Bonsu ho akofa a friend say lake no so akodon kokrom side ho. Ni akoji say sika no. Nti ko ba say ene sa adwuma no ye ntimi nye no kitikiti within be 2 years nti no. Ene say sika na da ho no. Ende na ba hit account. Ye nyimu bi na nke mfa meye we. So amedie no. So na so amisika na ba na ye di akoshem. Obeka ya ene ma NDC for omwo parliament. Eastern region caucus no. Ekoye press conference bi say omwo mpeni mi ngo iska na ma so amene say iska no. Eastern region project. As if say Ghana a federal country.
Is it different from the last time you didn't come out can say na sika bi wo ho nti mukodi ho nkomo ma ye yi bi ba ya omde be ye
eno no ye say you know say sika no.
Okay,
but they were eno ba say emma no eno me say okay any bypasses na ne be ye to continue the dualization of Kumasi road. No say ya we akosi ajuso ne say ye be dualize na nka akosi bypasses na omo ye numu ewo konongo ho so atwaso akofa dwaso akiri ho na akobon kokko die numu so then so ofi nkokko ofi nkran ba obedu apajaja nsia say can you say the kwan fa chebi ene beto akiri ho kofa besi bunsu e ho no is supposed to be dualized na besi ufri efere saying bunsu junction abc anyinemu a onso maye ba omo di ekwan no etutu akiri ho ene besi asamantam for ye ho no na afa anyinemu chi enemu na besi nkokko kwan mu bi the eno so no na ekope ska about half of it the first phase na eno aba na ka se nyingo yibi emfa ma yewi so nti contractor for no be start no na ke se sika no isi region for no ka so mo mpene mi yengo yi no ena ma ebeka ho ena yese ni yin sa sika no bi emfa me start and contractor for no so na che se so mo ye big company wo Brazil so mo yese ni mo akope ska from their parent you know abeye na ska no ba dia ma wo mo. Unfortunately so okay back home almost the president na would be any problems tina afia ma de no esa but ska na ankasa ya koje ye hu agreement no dey it's still there tina make us say Abuja ka say
ska no wo ho na ye ntimi access
we can't access it.
Okay,
because of Sasementi.
So then the minister is right when he says Suame Interchange
was he yanko sika bia meto ho
and na make us Ghana money
and make us say was say yanko sika bia meto. That is where I disagree with him.
Okay,
because parliament assign a ratify agreement you know what you say if you are saying so sika na ekope no yintimi access ni say the ABI the government Ghana sika shame na sika na ba ye di a share omanis game the value is
so we are unable to access because of DDEP now
no, because of the DDEP because of your IMF the negotiations
no.
Ultimately omo na mo so mo krata a che say me patient ne ho atono what you say me yare for no ne ho atono ndi afede sika no de man no betumi atua anya sa bilateral donors ne fiscal no man. That is how it is.
The concerns from Union Wom Russia Bidrum say abain to me or ta the designs. They said you all can say sika ni ho nti obeyebi a chire you omunya sika omo atoa so omo so omo ne no anya adwen. Is it your position as well?
Sikana ekoji ye no. Na ye for the 4-tier interchange. So, nti se wo say sikano e bia enso ye. Ase mintimi asese. Nti wonim se say GOG sikakwa na mede di mameye 3 answer. Mitimi asese finally ya be ye 4-tier na. What can I say is different?
But that's the position of the minister.
No, not really. Because I don't know what is canon. No enso no. Se wo tie no so kwa akire a wo se o ne o be save no o mo de betwa so afia busuakuru wa kosi akom want to asem no.
Okay, yensan tie hwe the video ni bi. I'm sure it's ready so that yen na ehu asem
busuakuru wa junction ho no. One say there is a friend saying an overpass bi ho and we say saade no from busuakuru wa junction no o mo betwa so akosi akom. I didn't even understand it very well because if you busuakuru e kwa say do carriage no ho e kwa akosi efrancho. So if efrancho ko no akosi akom no na how the do carriage no enye. But I think what he meant was make us say omode outer ring road be ba na giri say na opese o kire say omo ya akosi sa outer ring road no be si no. So which is beyond also make us say just say we do a friends say ahinkro. And I believe that is where he was even talking about. And that is what it is.
Right. Now for you it's a concern. A lot of people think that role I will play on the MPP campaign government now up till now Suame a worry. Anytime I only be being say Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu akwenya onya wan hwa me anje. How do you respond?
Oh, you see, I'm say yeah governance yeah nipa e bre ntiase. They seem to think say we MP no I want say ukoye development no. Wo dey the advocacy o ka ho asem. Yes mpenisi aboso ba na ma japa ye ho. O ka ho asem ma baba na wo aba na beti wase say it's a concern for the people of not only Suame, but Kumasi nyina. Because Suame interchange no traffic na wo ho no. Kumasi ebi entisa ebi ni baby a. What you say? One because of magazine. A major arterial road. Neko Yeji Eko through Mampong. Neko Tamale Eko. Neko Wa Eko. Ni nyina efio. Sa node no ena bifurcate into all these places. No wafa Benkum akofa Sunyane akofa Bebieni. And it's a major intersection. And it's a we separate traffic na bema nipa ho ha no pa traffic movement no akosuyi. That was my concern. But what can us buy no say I don't know Matthew no say baby I could read no say agreement na wi nti bibi enu make my bi ade na be. And don't forget say the president of the time President Nana Dangwe Kufuado ono aneba ebe cut his sword enti sa would you say na dream upon say obegoro ye ho ana maybe he meant it but the see no na ama ibi ko twa abara ho mu ama abara na ndimi amo what you say enti maybe I would continue to urge the minister we say anyasa NDC amobaye ebe Pokwasi interchange sana 3-tier Pokwasi interchange na 3-tier yenye baye no na ehun say sika na mo de 3-tier no you between the same money aye 4-tier ana mo akwata die ni mu ma mo alter adne ma no ye 4-tier interchange at no cost. What you say we there ya be ye design for 4-tier wo say o obetiso aba 3-tier na skeni ho and then so agreement ya yeda dawo and I make us say so justifying it
omo sika omo wo say no betimi aye up to 3 na akire omo nya bia omo atoaso.
So then maybe say open year can you say parliament sika na yeko agreement na ye no 40 Yes, I intimi assess ye nintino. E the advice can know ye train. Scan be toy account to moi. E be 40 in account. What can I say to be clear in everybody's mind? But the chain no say na a friend is saying infrastructure demolition ni compensation bi okaka afemu. Which I thought say I was even ye because you see kojo many would di san komono so be kaya. Say police station ho. Suame police station ho. Shops are no more your me can say. Wa bra yes I design ho no. I design e be fa ho na. Obi nso akoma e kwan say yenye shops ho. 2-story, 3-story. The shops. Now, adia no so hono nanye sa baby no mo ye nanye police was as you. Right of way. No me see sa shop nephew. Whoever did that make cancel several stations. They cancel me there. Abano banners will book without compensation. I wouldn't worry. Because who name say adia say the be kwai.
No acquisition.
Acquisition. The same in a walk a former place.
Yes.
A Capital Radio. A Georgia runabout.
Georgia runabout.
It's supposed to be a friend saying intercession. No?
Intercession. No.
Say a interchange. Will be quickly akoye project. Ama filling station no no me kaye radio so say papa de na oye no ohwe ni ye. Yes, I Kumasi development and I'm one person more hinder Kumasi development. The man got somebody to call me behind the curtain, so mini and CBB and I was a friend now me discussing. So no great name in the and what I said no, it had no malice towards him. I mean about Kumasi development. Because sir in ring road no. Dr. Anna time.
Yes.
And yes, I
remember Dr. Anna.
Anything you two angraga carpenters be free ho. I don't call COCOBOD Wood Village. Did that first interchange, you know? Oh, I want to go. But I have no junction. So be a coji musica. I'm a coye story building. Be all. Ye be ye, who names are ye be ya? Was ye be demolition musica? Government should be strict in these matters.
Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, what do you Komobi that if there can be consensus building, as I say, parliamentary and are members of parliament, there are people who think that there should always be an opportunity. Think of a contest. Is Dr. Bawumia in support of opposition?
I speak for myself.
But
but when you say I've been consistent,
the campaign coordinator.
I've been consistent in this. See, oh yeah, so now democracy was here to about. We should understand that democracy. It doesn't mean that at every turn changing was here to about. Democracy, a useful appendage of democracy, a consensus building. See, be kaitia pamo. Otherwise, kojo political party organization. Article 55 of the Constitution. The internal organization of political parties should conform to democratic principles. That is Article 55, Clause 5 of the National Constitution. But here, Article 55, Clause 9 of the Constitution, a catcher will say, the National Executive Committee of a political party shall be chosen from all the regions of this country. The operative word there is chosen. And Kasa shall be elected. So you see, democracy in just a change was all your election. Now you see, young MP before NDC for Article 55 clause 9, we are guilty. Guilty here and say, you're quite election, you know. We're not able to satisfy Article 55 clause 9, no. See a new crowd from all the regions. Now you're guilty, NDC for guilty, you'll be entering the young ones. What you say? And what I mean is that you cause me, be striking me. You striking me and say, constituencies are near hold up north, no, and your MPs. No, baby, I train MPs now. Boss, do more core primaries, and we have lost the seats We have lost the seats, including baby a city be near winning da. And a cratchy be by ya. What could ya or win his seat in mind for the first time? We'll be winning for the first time. The AFIA conference in where I can. The next time 5 people went. Can I also be a honya kono do be a granko? Obaji in the AFIA nipa num the call say eco contest. Eco contest no. Ewie no na party ni mwachiche. We have lost that seat. And all the seats are near war north. I lose you now. It be call contest. The only person or call contest or winning, you know, call winning general election. Matthew Yindam Pandai. But no, once I know lose election. That will lose one term and will bounce back. And contest here or winning Yanano, your medical Supreme Court can grab as a nego. What you say? And he was not even a sitting MP. Or no, which me when primary is not the buy. All other sitting MPs who went through primaries, have lost the seats. Because we know, constituency. Is that what we want? Central region, here wo in Kunya, Edumiensa, 13 seats. They say Akafo. Ministers, deputy ministers, they don't call contest. We have lost the seats. The area no na. Until me kase. Me say be year. Man kase enforce constituencies no. Me say be year with the number of seats I want. Say be year, case by case. Nanka yem build a consensus. Ye ni party for na work constituency hono. Yen kitrim pamo. Eh bia na MP no ye bibia. Ne ho nya akono ana say wasi party tiase e wo constituency ho ane de na say me different sentesa no nye boni bia dia ene mesre say ga yen trust ne ni the constituency party no kasa say bushafo be bia do no ahwe ne twitwitwiri ba mu a ahwe ya ni mra ye ho so no 88 no na afei obedu 50 sa na ahwe.
The position of some members of the party say and nam say MPs no do no a support to Dr. BAWUMIA campaign ntina o dey say crusade here to be able to retain on.
Oh, let's say you support on.
But some do no
KOJO asema mene wo ken e nrazim e nazim.
What kind of consistency?
So ni pa wakasa no then he doesn't know Kyei Mensah Bonsu. Can you know kai so we minority leader nti of so protecting MPs no. What you say? Okay, leader no so protecting MPs no. The majority leader, okay, so protecting MPs. No, the point I'm making is that me started to make us me more than 20 years ago.
Mo winning election, me come winning as in being the campaign coordinator for Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA. There's a video ya site where Dr. BAWUMIA chamaun to me akwaba na okase incoming. Then the issue is that or no na or endorse no or no na or support no ana. Dr. BAWUMIA was making the choices every.
But it was supposed to be in a lighter vein.
Okay.
Stephen Amwa, Okono, Obi Ankase incoming finance minister. India knows. Was you, sir?
I know more public.
You have elected not to hear that one.
I sincerely mean who and who's so called.
Because incoming finance minister. I mean, sometimes you lighten the mood of the place with these jokes.
And yet to say or no or support.
Me cancer.
The other day, the bizarre about being contesting the position of national chairman. Emma can say again this issue about consensus buildings. Enkoyeza wo nam na wo ye campaign there. Are you looking at running a contest? National
the catcher will say Article 55 Clause 9 of the National Constitution say in choosing our national executives, you make efforts to have all the regions represented. I insist to say election na yeno and why inside.
Okay.
Until me say many party di san common say we should be building consensus. After all, what may feel with you woman? English abroad. What is a conservative party? Omokoye election. A party executives. What do we pay? The prime minister no. and answer the party leader, even if he's a shadow prime minister, or no, any choose ni leaders. Oh, near no yana dangerous. Dangerous I say, okay, electoral be a cotraho. A few body say early Congress. Uko electing Pakwano cotraho be an akajoza in Ipana mass signal say, or maybe a presidential candidate, mini penny. In your own penasem, you try to frustrate the person. And the Biana, ever party. Is that what we want? Oko America, Donald Trump, party no. The third day, and obey appointee the chairman. Then his fundraisers, any organizers. What I say? That's how the parties are run there. Almost central administrations. The central administration is manned by professionals, active on daily basis, 24/7. What I say? Bibi nesi constituency hona na about the attention. If they have to respond, or more communicators, or more research officers. Parties, that is how they are run. That's what I think.
That at the national level, the leader, as in Dr. BAWUMIA flag bearer, as he said, as you said, Unya Akwenya, now or appointed national chairman.
So
general
secretary. In fact, parties in the US, they don't have a general secretary. Because the administrator at the same time, more or less, always secretariat work, and he manages the secretariat. What I say? Oko News Labour Party, Conservative Party, Sanity, Republican Party, US, any Democratic Party, Sanity. That's how parties are professionally run. Yes, system no. The communist type of organization of political parties. And Yakofaba no. What I say? But in those places, it's the Secretary General who rises to become the president. I don't know. Anyway, so you see, some people also say, so yeah, but it's not broken. Don't managing is. I think if you have to do it that way, also it means tweaking your makakrakra, including going forward. Every card bearing member. I'm a trouble. What I say?
Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA, how does he intend to unite the party going forward?
Oh, let me first say a man of strength, kakra. Say previous time, no, unya close to 63%, as say about from to about almost 57% indeed. Some people will say, oh, I say, na holding the party in Swati. KOJO, I don't think so. Say the other time, BAWUMIA's 2023, and I'm saying he won in 185 constituencies also. I think 185 or 187 constituencies in the 270. 275. So he won, I think 185 or 187. This time around, Wabenya out of 276, Wabenya 232. What does it mean? It means that many more people have bought into the BAWUMIA project. Well, the non share no worker. I say NDC in Parliament, no more super majority. Now 232 against 276. The NHS and one of them go super majority. So you see, about 84% of constituencies now buy into the project, unlike previously. So until when you more. Share baby to say Greater Accra. Now, the previous time we are 19 out of the 34 constituencies, and Ray 32 constituencies. And the support out of the 34, and the support until now they know a massive. Kumasi Ashanti 45 out of the 47, and the support Uti region. 9 out of 9. Western North. The previous time we lose here. So Western North. Now only 2 constituencies better, 1 winning. Western region. He swept every place. About previous time, the Western region we lose here. And now you see, say, party no nipa do no and supporting the cause. As I'm saying, is being able to increase the constituencies to 84% from the 74 was it 74, 73% the previous time. And they say, I just say, or greater support. Having finished with this, what's the way forward? The way forward, and they say no, they made in acceptance speech, or say after competition, there should be cooperation. Until we need to have some cooperation, say they build the reconciliation in the various constituencies. Party, party, a form of constituency level. The constituency over here now, we see we and I made a mantra about BAWUMIA. And the past may see, and I can BAWUMIA that can support and the past may see support 20 and must make on the other side. Nipan and winning him. Yeah, BAWUMIA and winning him. But Bayana at the Kempia better constituency. We need to patch up. Sani man. What I say? We could D a brand champion cheap because no believe in him. We could D can do here Japan cheap because no Abia will believe in him. A dichum Kabna a Japan. So Nipa be could do Muchia be na sincerely no more believe in him. Tinam Godinachi. How many MP before? Obi bet my catcher was BAWUMIA na Neko na ngofo yi kan die me dem so say Neko bia na wani o ntina me say dem support to Ken I say ntina me support to Brian e be say woni dem Jesus was say the change no oh the basis of the Bakono argument no flawed enya papa enya no correct but you see with a sincere heart and so and we say no I'm support to ye say woni power they am go support to before those people bringing them together shouldn't be difficult. What I say? But Nipani being so very na he's not discussing issues. Na koya tem the DNA BAWUMIA and for amount supported BAWUMIA. Yemu be no to baby man. What I say? Adia won nimkra no oka. So we Kyei Mensah Bonsu we are very grateful. Nipas me secret to come you know man enya no kre. What in radio so come? What radio so come? But we need see KOJO assembly no munsu ne kra ne say e kan de bia say ye MPP for research nyina kire say ya kan ho abomu no enyina wie no very solidly united behind the party's flag bearer no ya kan ho abomu nyina wie a krampo no our own strength no am I cross the 50% threshold. Our own strength is being calculated to be around 47%. Do we think I'll be here floating voters? I'm a count. What I say? That's why uniting in Pono. We hear floating voters. There's one to be united here. I went out my winning. Until you see, paradoxically and ironically, even those within the party na professional opposition, you still need them. You still need to win them back. Because if you are not misguided, but bring everybody back. I see the demeanor of Papano, DMB, Dr. Mamumu, so Ope and Kabumu. John say, someone will be attacking, including him descending on his wife, attacking the wife. What is it? On Obi and another crow. I can't assassinate that. That is not his nature. Yen is soon in the banana. And a boy, ama etimi akasama. And ra, me feeling crying. And you know, me na maybe shy. I'm an old time member of a party. Mrs. Fencing. Equam. Rose Equam. Wow. Many the shy. And I'll catch him say, Inipa Munubi, Yen from no Moncasa. Omuye, BAWUMIA Crawford in some more cananye. Yen from no more Encasa. William said, Enra was the first time who says, Mameno, or your Quabrini. I'd always assume say, or young cry and as infant. So, Minimda, and also a better constituency of Yejumapa. Because we need to work. And you see, there's goodwill coming up. And nipa eba efre papa no ni phone so omo eba ni fie ebe manamo ebe hye no den no to the people from all over the country I mean, sure, why are there with you? We think we can win. Some businessmen, some chiefs, some pastors, and so on and so forth. I mean, cross-section representation. And the MMA Areshimu say reconciliation in fact, just in Ra now or Kase, we input to a team be together. We're discussing some of the names. And also a day a team be calm. And he means business. Say bit me a shall see any many ya. Now yet me a yes, sir. Send a bear, a Juana cano, a wedding monodoso. Niameno can you make NDC for us and say, Nema or Moyeno, they can't help the country, any other dinner. And it's not to say NDC a weak party, they are not. We need to unite solidly behind him. Now, a minimum because NDC is still a formidable force. And yes, I'm more they are a formidable force. Yeah, they are to range them. I say, now into the next battle. No, it will be only no more echo.
Uguswa Osei wo Fache Television Daybreak Jumedie Millennium Constructions Adaroma and yede Ebrel sa na Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics Ekanye Homa yede Jumedie Ebrel leader. A couple of things and comfort relate to issues of partisan politics and yeah, the omunim say we will be a good year some when but are you worried about local league any kwanya pandronage etie because Kotone has a basu weekend but I'm sure until who did it be
Enra me council no, maybe do airport anajono. Me coffee, kana me wafasia, family and echo. Na ne kamu radio the two station be no more can once. Otherwise, I have not heard. We need really to elevate our game. One, and then can any see infrastructure, and I'm not sure say with like infrastructure and once I say. Because at least training facilities, AstroTurfs are buying or Koyeno, a giant clubs no they can avail themselves to be a back one amino. Maybe a more Dr. Bakubi, Eddie Yomo home a year, and to say Caneno, Nanke Bola, Yakoheno, because Sakura parts so. Oh, Sakasaka Stadium, no, just a Sakura. Oko has a book training grounds were crowd those days. They say, Oko Hekra now Yamsho. Say, player no cut from an attack in education. A bomb major match. I dare know the crew never match. What I say, and that day, Sanimano Abakakra. What we need a year, ABA gym equipment. Say, a become on their training room physically. A problem back on any Sikai de ma players. So you see about professional league. Now ABA team between the players a car ABA 500 cities. Bosume. Now that's can grano. Bosume so unyam fama wo. Yen hase no you need big companies ah. Omo bit make some sponsor friend saying teams no. Go and look at their report. If I'm reporter, I'm talking about their audited accounts. I'm say every year, the mom bear 20 million. They cannot. What you say? The big companies are now what it is. If I was about 30 years ago, maybe our Kusumbo testers were thriving. The Acotex, Nagihawk, Ghana Industrial Holding Company, companies are state-owned companies, and Jomo Gihawk Stars. That's what you have for Supreme Stars, SS74. Now, I'm also a clubs, Ash Gold, no more buy. And they say, money in hobby. Because you have one, Sika, dear, why a damn home. I better when you be there, Adia Koyesa. And we must connect to Hono. Na Adiana omo ye and say oko stadium so ko hwe match won say curtain raisers no na cold teams no be coach na boy wie no na the reserve sites of clubs no so abebo asana clubs na aba they go here 3 matches coach no na a breeding ground for teams no what you say and then sani na a fizzle out. How do we bring them back? Yen no hono na yen MVP for the car says ye ba we will start with the Premier League nanka state na adopt omo na mana yes say if I say omo ye service for the country nti ye be join ni omo say a privately owned ye be join ranks with them nanka yakase ebia club bia no say 25 players are bosomi bia ye ma omo bi kakra so there's 1,000 cities in pony be mana na club owners no so edibiaka ho so that 500 na won't mean to now state is paying 1,000 cities for 500 account the state interest in the player no na supersede wo die in developing the player no be supersede wo die no what you say nti untimi ka say oh abo 1 year me ko turn echi baby akoji $50,000 akoji $100,000 state be nya interest wo mu then the state will partner clubs no yes okay ye pe kwan we to market the players we yes I be nyis kan no kese na beboa to develop the clubs no ebi that is what we intended to do and I think sa buy no do madwin siso ayi nipa na bo ni din say nkrofo say empam na meka say me pese me comment Randy Abi no womo they've been in football administration for quite some time and so until maybe if we think through these ideas omo betimi ono so betimi de aka ho how do we smith sa program MPP for no no so mbeye no how do we further fine tune it maybe a band ground up to fund develop clubs no yen sa ne beboa otherwise yen get takings go na eboa and they koto kan etiti wono koto ko ne has bebo bola ufi nkran ba ufi kibi ba ufi nkran ubedu kibi no mu a bo se nkofo gina kwa ho omo ewu red flags ewu red flags omo mu rainbow onam kwa no sa akopno ba bedu kumase omra no sa me ne start matches no 4 pm na omra no stadium na chi queues are form obegina ho 2 hours asana okowuram it doesn't matter
kwesi ade bi o ha ye nkwa asore crowd go
precise one quantum munye bi nwe what you say and that's about about 30 years ago but the last 10 years enema say and say how do you put our us together and I was saying na adwene ho na e say you bit I get back on track and yes the gameplay no be basa
semenyo ma wo team na o support no are you worried
how would I be worried they say football na yesika o nti
na some team in kamu ska
they are there for the highest bidder nti zikasem they say a copy city enye United zikasem they want a copy
but your coach is he doing well
he's not doing badly we did a tour last year 2 years ago 3 years ago the America say he's not doing badly but he needs to strengthen the team in 1 or 2 areas. Now, AFIA send BC.
Over supporting Zombeman a permanent contract,
and football money or boom in the chewado. Results in the chess, Yemao entrance and as a memon China as a memon. Caneno ana ye pet time. They develop talents. No, Sunday mano a trim. They want instant results. So you look at what to say. Arsene Wenger, who in my view is one of the best football trainers in the world.
Whoa.
Arsene Wenger took a 4B from Division 1. Those days, Division 2. Now, Nabebo, reserve side, one of 2 years, or be shitting more. And Arsenal, on gameplay, look here, that is in Spain, no, Barcelona. So, one gameplay no control soccer. That was the team that made fought through the league. Now, once of one defeat. What I say? He was a talent hunter. They are saying Wenger or Sporto what the Obani team. I want him say yes, you can grow. O come and say, and I said you see board game no na a man here, some familial atmosphere. I will develop a whole intino. Obi team no baby I man is kakase ekwa mbasoko. That was Arsene Wenger. Sir Alex Ferguson. Only the instant results. Oba, a person within 2 years, with me shining. Or Pulu from academy no Kramboa within 2 years. And I also know or time for players. But only they know much more rapid results. And between the two, we have seen as I'm no mobile ball. United a year. And now a friend saying coach Idiaba Man City. But unfortunately, Pep Guardiola saw no from Barca star Nibi. I know they are bad. And the we had a game play na sanity. Unfortunately, they say pano omuni ball holder or midfield hoyi. So omuni sa nkofo no hoyi. Na attack ne dey omu potent. Omu potent. But wo ball attack no omu lusu ball na say bench la. Oba under pressure kakra bi e be hye. What you say? I don't know, but I think they say also he's coming out.
The other side of Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu sports and you can. But is the OSP your friend?
OSP. In the tea.
Sir. I see.
We live about 4 houses away.
The performance so far is saying, Najuma saw any.
Hey, I said, I confirm you.
Oh, me beside you.
Beside us, because Canada man can hear that you say, was it Jack? What's he saying?
But his investigation into vote buying, and then you think that it's a good cause.
Oh, me in the Hamin say. Let's assume say. I hear what you say MP4. I hear PBA Uncle Sui. That's your baby. One carry. And this is for more primaries. BBA PM. MARFO can was him. Party no I can was him. Presidency I can was him. The parliamentary group I can was him. What is also work with him? We are MP for Miss Bam Holmes, Mr. Specialist. What you say? Oh, nice officer we call Isaac. If you are indeed sincere, and I was saying my TBB say in there, because let me be investigated. That's within your but you don't wait 1 week to get into 2 weeks after say the next because see this more also only I want to see you guys as I hope we call Isaac. I disagree with him.
All right.
But corruption we must fight. Now gradually increasing monetization by politicians. Let the Oyuni be to my Ghana. Because you see, one way I what you corner a money bag be will be our serious maybe emphata. Now on your big purse. We be Ghana politics. We are to for now they hey. No. Politics is about development. And you should be looking at the vision of Nipakona or Bekanasen. And he should do the understanding of governance and he's saying his experience in governance and he's saying a track record and he's saying the character, the personal integrity and he's saying these things should be tested. Yes, from nowhere, you'll be about. I'm here. It shouldn't happen. And he said,
your campaign, you have any estimation how much I must spend here in this bid to become flag bearer?
Oh, I'm a fundraiser and I'm a treasurer.
Anyway, the Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu and I pay Yanino Edin Komo Obekai on na Yade Yinjumedi no Ebreo Yadase say Anopen so Ugusua O Shea. Leader,
yes, sir.
Yabedase say Oni
Isn't that
Edding Como, Yamin Count?
Na
Enema is when you swing in Amber. My here, your name will still come up for running mate.
Me crawl ye. Also, person we me runner. I've not started crawling. I'm going to make you running mate. You want to force me to run?
But is he likely to retain Dr. Matthew Poku?
Oh, the choice is for BAWUMIA. And now make a once and go be antimacy. Will be beside me point blank. Say, oh, more mujina, you know. I say, it begins on Famubi. And if I can also beside me, say, oh, cry at say, a go for boarding. And if I could not say, because I begin to Matthew Poku Prempe and retaining. What do you say? First of all, send a medical KAAKYIRE. About a 2 year no. The fractures a club party. We need to heal wounds until BAWUMIA between now and December. I am not doing say okay, one meters in the need focus anyhow to reconcile the party, how to unite the party for the greater battle ahead. I want to organize. I can't be any bit my fire so I can't have and then the major preoccupation. Party Nankasa Crown, so some be internal primaries for you choosing party officers. Obi we no, obi atia obi naso, obi abri obi krubi, and also besaba. Until we need to really do that. First of all, na area and when the say amfo and the children to us. Omwa na obi sa me say nti omwa nwumu no, na make us omwa mo contest here no. Me make us say it seems to me it's very difficult. Let me say history. Actually, say America no. What me for be our no be a contest. But yeah, na yes say. E be any pa no start a contest no. O say me madwen a me dwen. Any person me say ni na ye nyina dwen ko benkom ti me ma withdraw. I want to support this man. And I say onunti ma withdraw be na ansa man ni mu kra brazenly to support the person. Also onunti ma withdraw. Ebia be hwen nipa ne be wie no o say okay na fa nipa we so onye me running mate on the chassis and look me see but where as in this case as a contest be very bruising I binim kura fede na ye just atem didi ese na me kan didi papa yatem edidi ne yere kura atem uwie enka bo masem wo hode ba uwie na say oh nipa bi so Kofani pass me say ya and there ye nipo e den kakra two penino ban what division enam or the issues be an odi kan address that policy na making obviously policy no I don't agree with your policy. I fundamentally disagree with your policy. Obi I disagree with your policy now. Can you make such a person your enemy? What you say? Okay, say, yes, yeah, Papa, go for oil buy. Go for reserves, yeah, and they can want some no boy to sustain our economy. It brings we disagree with your policy, Papa. Can we trust such a person to align with him? Let's be honest with ourselves. And you see, policy. Now, here, the sheer competence. BAWUMIA, oh yeah. An economist, established economist, world acclaimed. And what they take it in so. Why a bit more complimenting? Do you need another economist? Do you need a lawyer? Do you need obia or a generalist? Abia, asebia or a working understanding of almost every issue. Do you need such a person? Send a ticket and be complete. What you say? You are looking at the complementarity of the ticket, and then also the sheer competence of the person who is coming in some other areas. You are looking at the track record with the person. You are looking at the chemistry. KOJO. Correct. We have seen this before. Runnings in Aka. What you say? And we are saying, oh my Ghana, our image. With this in mind, we are looking at maybe the chemistry. Above everything, nipa befa no no. Oh, share, and the end is if we be, you know, because it will affect our ticket as well.
Yes.
Until I make us say, Papa, no, this year is not even thinking about that. What I say, and yeah, kata your tradition, you know, from I made fun of Dubai. Dubai when you do a contest. We, you know, the running mate of Anifi, no contest. There were formidable characters. Samuel Kufuor was there, Dr. Selby was there, Dr. Safodu was there, Lawyer Kodria. They were all there. One phobia, Kofa Ara Lasam. Kufuor when he went to the contest. One found no contest, no. Kofa Ali Muhammad. Kufuor I'm far or more on contest, no. Ofa aye BAWUMIA. However, Kufuor omo no mo contest no. Owie no rather no or yamu ministers. Kufuor do the same thing. Is that the way to go? I can't tell. Me bi or Suame Kyei Mensah. Titi hono ne kai bi otobia no otwechiri I can't tell. I can't tell. The final decision is for the man. But the American say let nobody bring any pressure to bear on him.
All right.
Yes.
Abujafo, yeah, Diane Wamba, the Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu and pay our guest. Koswa na he fache television. Yeah, but is here.